Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Digital Today's podcast. I am Dave.
And I'm Joe.
And Joe, we got episode 298
Wow.
tonight.
Wow. Almost there. Wow.
We're almost at the 300 club there. And in episode 298, the topic is it's in the cards. Not
Me?
necessarily the Joe
Me?
cards.
Oh,
Yeah. But we're going to talk about the actual cards that we play with. And it was a topic sent in by one of the listeners. He goes, have you guys ever just talked about the cards? And it's like, yo, that's they are the star of the show, right?
True.
That's what we play, cards and dice, or cards. That's what we do. So we're going to be talking about all things related to the cards on the table that we play with. Ways to get a hold of us: digitaltodice.com. That's digitaltodice.com. 978-751-DICE is the text line. digitaltodice@yahoo.com is the email. And over on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/digitaltodice. And if you'd like to support the show on Patreon, it's patreon.com/digitaltodice. And speaking of Patreon and our YouTube members, we will be having our giveaways right after we record the show. We're going to be going live on YouTube. This is Wednesday, January 28th. So we're going to go live. We're going to spin the wheel tonight to see who's going to win the D2D Al Wilson 3D6 scoreboard and who's going to win the 1955, 56, 49 Quick Dex hockey seasons. We have two prizes to give away, and we will give those away live on YouTube after we record the show. So if you're listening here on the audio version, be sure to check online on YouTube to see who won those. We're going to spin the wheel again. I like that wheel. That's a fun little wheel thing that we did. That was a good time. Anyway, before we get going in here, 298, let's talk about what we're playing. Joe, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? So I played.
You played this great new game called Escape the Snow, right?
Yes, I did. That was the first one. It was a non-sports game, but there was running involved. No, there was physical involved. No, I escaped the snow. Luckily, I mean, we got hit pretty bad by us. Luckily, my flight wasn't delayed, and I took off without a hitch on Tuesday and came down to Florida. It's so when we got here, like my neighbor came, saw us, hey, it's cold here. I'm like, no, it's cold for Florida, but I'm walking around with a sweatshirt outside, not bundled up like the nook of the north.
Gee. Up here, it was single digits where I am, and then we got over 2 feet of snow in 24 to 36 hours. We got hammered. And then it went right back to single digits, which is where we are now. It's like, it's been, this is one of the most miserable winters we've had, in 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's, at nighttime, it's getting chilly here. But in the day, like I said, I went out with, a sweatshirt like this.
Yeah.
And you're driving and the sun is beating and you're starting to get hot in the car, but then when you get out of the car, you're like, okay, so it's tolerable, very tolerable.
Oh, very different. Yeah. So that's a fun game. And did you buy many seasons for that game or?
So actually to get to really, what I've been playing. So believe it or not, I pulled out Pocket Pennant Run cards and dice game today. I decided to use that for the 84 co-op project. So I rolled a couple of Mets Cincinnati games with that.
Did you use the software or was it just on the table?
No, table. Strictly on the table.
That's fun.
That's fun. Yeah, it was fun. It's fun. It's a good table game.
It is.
It is. And every player's carded.
Yes.
So or you have the team cards, which we'll get into later.
Yep.
I don't want to jump ahead. What else did I do? Oh, I did.
Matt McKeever from Pocket Pennant Run is coming to D2D.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. Not to sidetrack, but I see that you updated the site. A lot of good guys, developers and programmers showing up.
Yeah.
It was good. And I see we sold some more tickets too, which is great.
Yeah, the website is Digital to Dice Con with an N, digitaltodicecon.com. And so, so I updated with the people who are coming to the conference, at least as far as I call them the special guests, developers or things like that. So they're up on the site. I'm still adding pictures, but Matt McKeever was one of those. And he's going to be, talking about his Pocket Pennant Run. And he's got a special announcement, too. And I'm not going to give it away. I'll let him do that. He might even come on the show here little before the con to make that
Okay.
announcement, or he might wait till the con. He isn't sure, but yeah, he's been working on some things and he's pretty excited about it. So
Yeah, it's a
so I
good little game. It
yeah, so
is.
I've been talking to him, but yeah, Pocket Pennant Run was fantastic and still is fantastic. I like versions 1 and versions 2 very
Yeah,
much.
and it's so portable too. It's
Oh, it is. It's the
everything
three
is.
dice. It's the
It's
three dice in like
amazing.
one chart.
Yeah, right. The other, what else I played? I played Hockey Blast because I'm in the HA the Hyber Hockey League.
Hmm.
So I played. My league came today, and I whipped Ryan Strauss big time. It was a good game. Good game actually. Hung in, but I beat him. And actually, right before we signed on, I was setting up to play History Maker Baseball, the 61 Continental. I have a project, a league going. So
Hmm.
I was setting up to play that, which I'll probably jump on later when we get off. Those are basically I've been down to the three things that I played since I'm down here. Yeah, I got down here yesterday.
Oh, nice. Let me see. Over here, I played a little bit of Hockey Blast myself. I was in a hockey mood, and someone was suggesting some games to play. And it's like, play something different. And I was like, yeah, I says I'd like to pull out either Bones or Apple, but I says, what's something I haven't played in a little while? So I pulled out Hockey Blast, and I played that. I've probably made some mistakes. It's been a while since I played that game, and there's a few things I forgot, I think. But all in all, like I say, it was just a one-off game, and it was very enjoyable. And so I did the Hockey Blast. Aside from shoveling snow and snow blowing, that was a
Yeah,
lot of my
we
time
all
that I
right.
did. And I would go out and shovel and snow blow, and just for an hour or so, and I'd be tired. I came in, I'd have to like crash for a while.
Mhm.
Even the wife, she's like, "Man, this is tiring." It's like, yeah, this is it was fluffy snow, but it was tiring. But I did squeeze in. Was it last night? Because I didn't have work last night because of the weather. I snuck in some fast drive football, and I pre-played the big game
Oh,
with
okay.
Seattle and New England, and it came down to a last-minute touchdown. I won't say who won, but it was a last-minute touchdown, the
Wow.
last play. Al Wilson actually stopped by to catch the end of the game, and so I think I played it correctly. I think he said I played it correctly. Because again, there's so many little different things to
Right.
remember at the end of the game. I mean, that's
Mhm.
what makes it fun. But it's like, oh man, can I do this and can I do that? And how does this work? And do I still kick off? Do I not? I mean, how does
Yeah, you got to
so-
get that full play mentality out of your head when you play the
Yes,
game. Sometimes
yes,
you're
yes,
trying to coach it like it's a full play game, and you're like,
yeah.
no, it's a
Because it feels
chunk.
like
Right.
a
It does.
full play
Exactly.
game, but it's drive by drive. So you have to consider this. This is what happened in the
Exactly.
drive. So yeah, so I played that, and that come down to the wire. So that was really fun. And I think that's about it. Oh, I've been playing a lot of lot of little games on Steam.
Hmm.
Just stuff kicking around. Just some of the casual games. Just like I say, I come in from snow blowing. It's like I don't want to think too much. I just kind of
Yeah.
fire up Steam and I just play a couple simple games. And although I have been playing, I fired up my old PlayStation 4. I haven't turned that on in years. Yeah, not the 5, the 4. I never
Or
got the 5.
that's what I'm saying.
And I'm playing this game called Far Cry 3. It's kind of like an adventure style game. It's like Call of Duty meets Indiana Jones.
Hmm.
You're in some, and I think I talked about the other day how I heard the coyote outside, but I thought it was actually in the game, but it was really outside. And so you run around in the jungle and you're fighting the bad guys, and it's just kind of what it is. And you're finding treasure, and it's just fun. I just put it on easy mode and run
Yeah.
around. And the only time I die is when I get attacked by a cougar or a leopard, something like that. It's like, where'd you come from? But it's just stupid fun, and so I've been kind of enjoying that. It's mindless fun. I've been enjoying that.
I slipped my mind. I did squeeze in a game in the WHA project.
Oh, nice.
I got one in early this morning. And before I left, like you said, after shoveling, and I knew my flight was the next day, so I had a lot of my stuff. I packed some stuff to bring with me for my projects. I do have stuff here. I did play. So I said, what can I play like quick?
Mhm.
Shootout hockey. I played about 6 games of shootout hockey
Oh, nice,
before I left.
nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
That game is it's very
It
portable,
really
very
is.
fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot I like about that game. So yeah, so that's kind of what we're playing here. So what do you think? Should we get on to the topic of the day?
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so here in episode 298, it was a listener suggestion, and we're going to talk about it's in the cards. We're going to talk about the cards that we play with. So I guess the first thing we can talk about is the different quality in cards, and we're talking about the cards that you buy. We'll get into the PDFs later, but different companies sell games. You know, some are professionally printed, some are kind of home printed, whatever it is. But you know, there's cards you get. We'll just say the cards that you get in the mail is the stuff that comes in from the company or from the person.
Right.
There's very different. As far as the quality of the cards, they're very different.
Oh yeah.
You know, I wouldn't say that there's any horrible cards out there.
I'll agree with that.
Of all the cards that I've got in the mail from somebody or something, I can never say these are garbage and they're terrible and I would just want to throw them out. That's never ever happened to me. Okay. Some I'm like, wow, these are great. You know, and I'll be quite honest with you, Joe. When I buy a set of cards that I really like, I want to buy more because they're so good.
Oh, definitely.
You know, whereas if you get someone they're okay, you don't really you're not feeling like, oh yeah, I want to get more of this. You know.
No, true.
So talk a little bit about the quality of the cards that we have in the industry.
So the first three that come to my mind when you say, the quality of the cards are Payoff Pitch, Matchup College Football, and what's the third I had in my mind? It just slipped my mind. Payoff Pitch, Matchup College Football, Grants cards, 49 cards. Top quality cards. When you pick them up and you just hold them and feel them, it's just the texture, not bendable. You almost like, even if you go, I actually bought we'll go to Payoff Pitch, okay, and Matchup College Football. They're so well made that I actually bought a battery operated card shuffler because I don't want to bend the cards to shuffle them because they're so good. They're such quality. So those are the three that come to my mind as top quality cards.
Yeah,
in our industry,
I would agree with.
And again, not that others are bad.
Yeah,
that stink. But yeah, those three come to my head.
Yeah, they stand out. Stand out.
Yes.
Yeah. I would agree with the Payoff Pitch / bank shot basketball because they're both from Joe Bryant. So they're both kind of the same. Those cards are really nice. I find that if you corner them, and we joke about that, but seriously, if you corner those cards, they're twice as nice. They really are. If anybody's ever cornered the Payoff Pitch cards or the bank shot basketball cards or the fast action cards, they're fantastic. They're almost as good as the drive-through cards, which we can talk about in a few minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the other one when you just said
drive-through card?
Fast drive football.
Oh, yeah. That's the Game Crafter. Yeah, the Game Crafter.
Yeah, the fast drive football. Owl's cards, too. They're up there and with those other three. Those are the four that come right to my head.
Yep. So I'll come back to those in 1 second. So the Payoff Pick and the bank shot stand out. I think the APBA cards are fine too. I think they're just the right size. They fit on my table, and they're thick enough that they work really well.
Yes.
Now it's good you brought up the Game Crafter because not only can you get cards in from, like I say, App or a Strat or a Payoff Pitch or whatever it is, Grant, but then there's the third party producers, I guess we'll call it. So you got the Game Crafter, right? Which ST Patrick has his stuff with the Matchup College Football, and Al Wilson has his Fast Drive Football there now, and they're unbelievable quality. They really are. And then you got to throw in the drive-through cards. Okay, because you get the shootout hockey decks, not the team cards, but you get the play deck in there. The fast action cards are there, and I think they're only $20. And I've gotten so many hours of that $20. It's not even funny, and that's where you get some of the Hockey Bones seasons too. Okay, and I got to tell you, they are more expensive because they're professionally produced. But I have some PDFs of Hockey Bones, and I printed out a couple of teams on my own printer here. It's just night and day when you get them in from the drive-through. Again, you're paying for that, because you get them professionally printed and cut and cornered and whatever, and they're just fantastic. I think they're even coated a little bit. They are fantastic compared to what you could do with the house.
No question about it.
Yeah, but there's the balance. We've talked about that before. I think Ron and I, way back in the day, we talked about, PDF versus UPS, I think was the show that we did. And we talked about, the differences between, getting a PDF and printing them yourself and then buying from the company. And of course, the big thing is the cost. If you're going to buy it from the company, there's the cost.
Mhm.
But if you print them out yourself, then you save all kinds of money over buying them. But now you have to spend the time and use your resources to print them out. And sometimes you got to figure out, you got to do a cost analysis
Yes.
sometimes to say, if it's going to take me 4 or 5 days to
Mhm.
print and cut these out, because I got, 900 baseball players. Is it just worth it to spend, if I bought that season for 10 or 15 bucks, is it just worth it to spend the 80 or 90 to get this all
Mhm.
done? But by the time I'm done with this, and I'll get a nice professional card. So, that's
And the perfect example is payoff pitch. Okay,
yeah.
he cards every player.
Mm-hmm.
If you could save a nice amount of money, doing PDFs. But however, if you do a new season today, how many players are you going to cut out
Yeah.
that he cards every player?
Yeah.
To
Yep.
me, I'd rather spend the $49 that it is and have them printed and it's quality. They're going to last. It's
Yep.
another thing. You print them out and you keep playing and playing and playing. You're wearing those cards down. Now you're going to print out, another set.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I when I first started playing payoff pitch, I got 1979 PDF. I got a bunch of PDFs because they were all on
Mhm.
sale. I think they were under 10 bucks. So I got like 4 or 5 of them. And I still have them, obviously. And 79 is the one I printed. That's the one that I set up. I even when they come in, they were all black and white. So I actually went into Photoshop and put the colors behind them.
Okay.
The yellow and the green and the red, whatever it was, the blue. And so I did all that manually. So that took me a long time. And I even put the team logos on there. When I was done, I had some nice looking cards. But still, when he had the Black Friday sale, I went and purchased 1979, the actual printed cards.
Mhm.
And I think I still have my printed set because I spent a lot of time on it. I don't want to get rid of it. But the first chance I had, I picked up the printed set. And again, I look back at how much time I spent,
Yeah.
how much ink. It made more sense just to buy it from the company there. And it really does. But again, on the flip side, if I only wanted to play a couple of teams,
Mhm.
and I'll spend, let's say, 10, 15 bucks in a PDF season, and I only got to print a couple of teams. That's all I want to do. Now you're ahead of the game. So it really depends what you're looking to do. Me, I have to print them all. It's just, I just have to.
I know.
I can't help it. But if I'm like, I just want to play the World Series or I just want to play the Super Bowl, whatever I want to play, and I just print a couple of teams out or maybe 4 playoff teams, then you're kind of ahead of the game. Then okay, yeah, that's fine.
A perfect example, Clay Dreslocks, season ticket baseball. If you want to, he has decades World Series sets. So there's perfect. If you want to say, hey, you know what? I want to play every World Series that took place in the 80s. That's perfect for PDF and printing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You get one because you're printing 2 teams for each
Yes.
year.
Yeah.
So you brought up a good point, and I think that's a perfect example. And you got, like you said, you got to weigh it. The time, the cost effectiveness, stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, when we get back to talking about the quality of the cards, and again, it's subjective. Let's just be honest, it's subjective. I remember a few years ago, Strat comes out with 1976 for baseball.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. And I got it in. And those cards were paper thin. I don't even know if they were as thick as a dollar bill. They were really bad. And they got some pushback on that. And
Yes,
I think
I
that
remember.
after that, they said, look, we're going to go back. We were trying to save some money, but the feedback has not been good. And so we're going to go back to our normal thickness of cards. So I think they did. I don't know if I've got it in a new season since then. I don't remember. But yeah, it was like, wow. I mean, they were playable and they look good. They look like a Strat card. It's just they were super thin.
Oh, no, they've definitely improved on it because I just got a set delivered here.
Okay.
I bought a Diamond Gems, and I had it delivered here. And when I got here, and when I actually made a post. A lot of people probably saw it. Nothing like tearing off that shrink wrap
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
holding the car. But I was like, these feel too thick. Did I put two team sets together? Because, like you said, I was used to the
Yeah.
old thinner ones
Hmm.
from old sets. But no, they definitely they did respond to their
Yeah,
customers.
and
I
I'm
have
glad
to
they
say
did
that.
that because if
Yes,
that's the route they were going, again, I had that when I got them in, and I play with them once in a while. I got a 76, and I do play with it once in a while, but doesn't make me want to buy any more like that.
no,
To
they've
be,
definitely improved.
to be honest with you, yeah.
Yes, and
So
they get a bad rap sometimes, and sometimes I'm rough on them because I'm a Strat guy for so many years, and
mhm.
I do love their product. So I guess but when push comes to shove, they are pretty responsive to their customers. I mean, I had a couple of glitches throughout the years, and they always responded and rectified it. So when people go on there and say, "Oh, Strat," they're pretty responsive. They're pretty good with the
Yeah,
customer.
yeah, they're better than they were a while ago.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. So yeah, so you get the quality of the cards. Again, it's kind of subjective, but if you get a card in that you like, you know it.
Hmm.
And then if you get a card in that you don't like, then you know it too.
True.
Um, so then you got your choices here. Again, the Game Crafter produces some great things. I like that. The drive through cards, again, for Hockey Bones and shootout hockey, they get some great cards there. Um, and do you know what I always find neat is when I get a team card
Okay.
in from the manufacturer, not an individual card, the team
Mhm.
card.
The team card.
And Grant's a perfect example. When I
Hmm.
get the cards in from Grant, I was like, wow, it's a big honking thing in your
Yes.
hand, but it's not this flimsy piece of paper
No,
or a thing that I print out on my computer. It's something pretty good, and I think it's semi gloss too.
it
And
is.
so sometimes you can get a pretty good team card as well.
Yes, yes. And 49 is a perfect example of that. Yes.
Yep, I like
Agreed.
that. So let me see what else did I want to talk about here. Let's get into some of the nitty gritty with the cards, okay? Um, some of the complaints on some of the cards is how small the text
Mhm.
gets.
Mhm.
And let's be honest, as we're getting older, eyes aren't as
Oh,
good.
no
I
question.
see I see some people actually playing with a magnifying glass sometimes just to see it. No joke.
No, I know.
And it's just
I
like,
know.
boy, what is that on there? I got to get real close to see that. Uh, and I guess sometimes there's only so much room on a card, and you got to fit everything
Mhm.
on there, and so stuff needs to be small.
Yes, yes. And there's I'll listen. I'm a play guy.
Hmm.
I like play. Hockey Blast is my play game. Um, I mean, I like all their games, and no, there's no question their cards are little. And there's two things that I'll touch on upon that. With their cards being little, we could go back to printing. That's an advantage
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
because now if you get 300, let's say 320 players, okay, there's 32 cards to a page. So you only have to print 10 pages
Yes.
versus if you're full size,
Yep.
you're printing, 1,000 pages. The other thing, which I like, and we all know how great their customer service is, and Keith has always got his ear to the ground, listening to what the customers wants and their needs are. Um, what I noticed too on some of their stuff, what they do is they've offered two sizes.
Oh,
So
have they now?
yes, on some stuff they've done that, and even on we'll take the '69 Continental League. They're baseball card size.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yes, yes. So a lot of their sets now they're doing too are like baseball card size, or what they're doing also to make it easier. I think color. Listen, when you read black and white and small, or you read color, color stands out. They're offering their sets now in color or black and white.
Oh,
They're giving
wow.
you the option.
Oh,
So
right.
they have addressed that. But there's yes, some their cards are small. Sometimes
Yeah.
myself for the
Yeah.
hockey, but like going back to the printing, that's the great advantage of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you can put all those on one
Yeah.
page. You can print out a couple of teams on one page. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good idea. I
Their stock
remember.
is good. Their card stock is good. When you order their printed stuff,
Oh, yeah.
it's very solid. Their
Yeah.
card stock, it's quality.
Yeah. A few years ago, somebody sent me an Excel spreadsheet for, I think, for hockey and for baseball that allowed you to go in and manually put in all the information on the cards, and it would like, so you would put in all the names here and then the qualities here, and it would automatically shoot them
Right,
over.
generate.
generate them on the spreadsheet to create your team. And then if you wanted to, you could drop in logos and change
Mhm.
colors. And it made them almost the size of an Apple card.
Oh, wow.
Almost. Yeah, or maybe a hockey bones card or a playing card. It made them very big.
Mhm.
And I did do a couple of teams that way, and it was, oh yeah, these are much better to work with. But it was a lot of time. And it's like, man, do I really want to do this for all these teams? I
Right.
guess it all depends on how much I plan on playing this game. But that was an option that somebody did that. Again, he didn't give away the cards, but he says, here's the spreadsheet. So if you type in all the stuff on the card, it'll generate it for you. So I thought that was pretty neat. The one thing I will say about the play cards, again, I have a hard time because they are small and they're really hard to work with. But because they're so small, what it allows you to do is put them all on the table at once.
Uh-huh.
And that's a lot of other games. You can't really do that.
Storage.
So, yeah, storage is better. But it's like with Hockey Blast, everybody's on the table. Even with History Maker, I think you can put them all on the table with History Maker too, because
You can. If
instead
you
of
use
stacking them, because you're trying to go, these things are the size of your thumb, and you're trying to flip through them. It's a nightmare. But if you have them all on the table,
they actually came out with a playmat this year.
oh, did they?
Where you have 1 to 9 on the, and you can put
good.
them all out on the playmat.
Yeah.
And so when I play my Hockey Blast, I use the line trays, the line chain trays that Travis made, which are great. But when I do, like today, I mentioned I played my HHL, okay, and I'm using Hockey Blast. I can't use the line trays. It just makes it more difficult because if I'm the home team and say I'm hosting you, you gave me directions. These are my power play units.
Yeah.
So what's great about the play cards, one of the advantage, you can lay out the whole team. And then I could just take the markers and say, okay, these 4 or 5 are on the power play.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, and that's a great advantage with the play cards. Like you said, you could lay them all out. Versus Apper and Strat, you can't do that. You have to stack.
Yeah. Apper, I think there was a mat for the Apper hockey.
Yes.
But it took up a lot of space.
Yeah,
Really
I have one. One. It takes up the whole table.
Yeah.
To lay everybody out.
Yeah, if you want to lay them all out like that and play it like you play Hockey Blast. So there's that.
But I just had line chain trays made for it.
So when it comes down to the individual player cards, and you mentioned the black and white and the color. How big of a deal is that?
Like I said, I think to me it's not. Okay, I shouldn't say it's not. If it's just your general baseball team, we'll use baseball. The black and white doesn't bother me. But like this 61 Continental League, if it was in black and white, there's no way. There's something about the colors, the way that they develop it. Like I would not want that set in black and white. That's a set I'd want. I want in color, and I do have it in color. So I think it depends on the design of the card, because all-time greats, and again, I'm using play. The back of their cards is like fashion with information, like the old baseball cards. Remember when you used to get a baseball card and they had like a little story about Ted Williams batted 406.
Yep.
If that was in black and white, it'd be like but in color. So again, I think it's what the design of the card is. But in general, it don't bother me, and I do think color is easier to read too as we're getting older. With our eyes.
I'm a big logo guy. I'm a big color guy. Even when I play on the table, I like to get my little markers with the same color as the team. I do like that. Even in the payoff pitch PC version they're coming out with, you can change the color of the meeples to match the team. So I thought that was very, very fun. I really like the season ticket baseball cards. I think they're a decent size. They're a little bit bigger than the APA cards. And they have some color, but not a lot.
Right. He didn't overdo it.
Yeah, they have some like color coordinated things. So like red means this and purple means that. That's what Clay Huck always does with his stuff. But then at the top, like the team, if it says Baltimore, there's an orange background. And if it's Boston, it's a red. And if it's
I think one of the prettiest cards out there.
I like them. I like there's a splash of color. but it's not going to take you, you're not going to chomp through ink if you print these out on your computer because
No.
it's only a splash of color.
Mhm.
The payoff pitch has a lot less color. They have the green, the yellow, and the blue, I think, for depending on, where you're looking at on the card, for the, the wheelhouse and, I think it's
Mhm.
green and whatever. And then down the bottom, they get this little thin line with a couple of colors on it, and that's the team colors. It's very faint, but it's there. I'd like to see a little bit more because I do like to see team colors on there. But I think season ticket baseball does it the best.
Mhm.
I know the hockey blast that I play, there the text is mostly text. The text is in the team colors, so that
Yes.
still kind of counts a little bit. I
Yes.
think
Yeah, no question.
So if you're playing the Rangers and the Flyers, you get blue and orange. So, I
Right.
mean, I
Right.
do like to see that.
Me too.
Now, would black and white wreck it on a card that small? Probably not.
Mm.
With season ticket, again, after seeing the color, I don't know if I'd want to go to black
No,
and white. I
they're
think
too bland.
it would be too plain. It really would be.
Takes away the character. There's
Yeah,
character to those cards.
yeah. And then you got APA, which is the red player name, and I think there's another line of red, but the rest of it's black and red. But it works.
Mhm.
It really does. The black and the red works. It's not all just one color. I think it would look weird being one color.
Mhm.
But the black and the red kind of works because it directs your eyes in different places
Yes.
to
Yes.
go look at the card. So I do really like that. Um,
Strat too on the
Strat,
advanced side. This advanced super
yeah.
advanced.
So they have the orange and the blue, right?
Orange, blue, yes. Reddish, orange, blue, yes, and it works.
Yeah. And the basic side that's black and white, right?
Most are. It depends. There are Strat color codes too, based on when they release something.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so I had a '69 season, and it was the advanced, and before they had super advanced, so it was brown. So I
Oh
think back
wow.
then they did that. So that's how you know. Now the super advanced has the colors we just talked about. But I think their color schemes work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fast drive football, the Al Wilson
Hmm.
game that we've been talking about here, he's got enough color too. I think
Yeah.
on his teams there because you get the teams. The Vikings got the purple and a little bit of yellow, and um,
The team
I'm,
cards, right.
I'm kind of looking at them right now, and I just I do like how again it's only it's a couple of colors here, but so
Yeah.
I'm looking at Houston here, and they're navy and a dark red, a crimson red, but it's kind of spread all over the card, and it's then I got Miami here, it's the teal and the orange, and boy, they are just beauties. They really are. They look so good
They are. They
with
are.
that splash of color. It's not overdone. It's not overpowering. But the thing is you can, again, when you get Miami going up against Houston,
You know.
you know who's who here just by the color of the card, and that's I guess that would be considered a team card because it's not individual, but it doesn't really list everybody on the team.
Player finders are on there.
Yeah, the player finders on it. Even the smaller ones, just the regular cards that he's got are all done up in
Nice and
color
cool.
with the team name, and that looks really good too. I think it's a good use of color, but it's not overdone because I always said you want to have a lot of white, especially if you're printing, and those are the ones you have to print on your printer. You want a lot of white. You don't want full color backgrounds of anything, of any color. It's got to be splash everywhere because I've seen some cards, and there's so much color in the background. It's like no,
Oh,
or even a game with the chart. If the chart is full color background, it's like that's gonna just chomp up my ink. It's like I don't need full color backgrounds. Black and white is fine, but splash colors here and there is perfect.
one of the first. It's funny you said that, and I'm not going to mention it because I know it's a good game, popular game. But before I really wandered outside of my strat days, I tried a game, and when I got it, the colors like it just made. And I was probably 10 years younger then, and the color I was like, I can't do this. Like I needed sunglasses. So some overdo it. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but not for me.
Yeah, there was a hockey game out there, and
Mhm.
I won't mention which one it was, but it was a very very deep game, and I was like, boy, this looks interesting, but the cards, and it was like a kaleidoscope with colors everywhere. And if you knew what color you're looking at, I guess if you knew the game, it was fine. But like just kind of sitting down looking at it, it's like
No.
this is driving me nuts. Just looking at these cards here, just you could get half that many colors, still would have been too many.
Yes.
Just
Mine
you
was a
don't need
football
a color for everything. Just lay out your card, have a couple of
game.
colors, and people will find out where to go. Just don't get crazy. And it might be a fantastic game, and I don't
Right.
have the game. I never bought it because I think I looked at a couple of samples of the cards. And I was like, I can't do this. I go, this is just driving me nuts. It really is. So I think you can overdo it
Oh,
with
definitely.
the color. Whether it's too much, meaning too many things that are colored to drive you crazy, or whether it's a colored background that looks really good on your computer, not going to really look really good if you try to print it.
ST's cards, the PDF, for matchup college football, they have a really nice color scheme, and they're not overdone, they're not underdone, but there's these shades of colors.
Yeah,
that it pertains to the college you're playing.
yeah.
And I
Again, if
think
you have
it's
the color across the top, which
perfect.
is what Fast Drive Football and Season Ticket do.
Right.
You got the color across the top with the team name and maybe something down the bottom. That's perfect. That's all
Yeah.
you really need. You don't need
No,
crazy colors all over the place. Again, first thing I think of was like, whoa, how's that going to look when I print? Is that going to,
With the
am I
PDF,
print?
yeah.
Is it going to fade out and it's going to look like crap? Because anytime you try to print something with a lot of ink, it doesn't come out good unless you get it professionally printed.
You know what I love what Al did with Fast Drive Football outside of the team cards, which we all agree on, just perfect color schemes. I love the fact decks that he created. You have the feel of football, green and brown,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like you're
Oh
playing
yeah.
a football game. I think that was brilliant.
I did make a suggestion last night when he was in the room, and I says, Al, if you're still here, and he was on the kicking cards. They're brown on one side.
Yes,
When you flip them over, it's got that light green. I says,
yes.
make those light brown.
Mhm.
So now, because when I'm playing and I flip them up, because that's what I'm doing, I'm flipping them up. I've mixed those up so many times because they look the same.
Oh, okay.
Face up, they look the same.
I got you. Right.
So I'll be shuffling and go, what's this brown card doing in the green? Because they look the same. And so I says, if you ever do an update and you want to make those brown for the kicks, it would definitely make them very distinguishable no matter what side was up. And
Yes,
so
yes.
he kind of laughed and said, I'll keep that in mind. But I mean, again, it's not a game changer, but
No,
looking back, it's like, yeah, that would be great if you had the light green and then the light brown and you knew exactly what card was what. Because they look so similar because of the font and everything set up. And when you're just shuffling quick, you see green, But yeah, no, they are really good too. I like how they have the brown backs and the green backs. And then it's got the bright orange for the 5 minute. So
boom.
yeah, everything is right there.
Yes.
When you're flipping the fast action cards, you see that red come up. You're like, oh, man, this could be a turnover. And you see that blue come up. You're like, oh, this is a potential scoring chance. So that is, again, if that wasn't in color, although just kind of thinking aloud here, if it was all black and white and you flipped it, you wouldn't get that instant trigger
True,
about what it could
true.
be because you still got to peel off the timing deck, the cards from the timing deck. Excuse me, and then you read the card. So in a way it might actually, I don't want to say be better because I like the color, but you know what I'm talking about. It wouldn't give it away. The color wouldn't give it away when you flip the card.
Right.
That, oh boy, something bad might happen or something good can happen here. It's just I don't know what it is because it's all black and white. Let me get to it.
That's what the fact decks that are like fast action cards with payoff pitch. You can't be like upside down on the wrong side because you use both sides of the cards.
Yeah.
Where sometimes I'm playing shootout hockey and I have the fact deck, the printed one, and they go to shuffle and if you mix them up the wrong way, one's upside down, I get so nuts. And then I
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But at least with payoff pitch, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the payoff pitch fast action cards right now, and there's a lot of white on that card, and there's a little bit of shading of the blue, the green, again the colors that you get on the team cards. There's a little bit of shading in there. That's done right. The colors are not overbearing. They're not in your face, and if you wanted to print them, it's not going to chomp up your ink at all. So I do like that. I will say though, now that we're talking about cards here on episode 298, that for some reason, if you buy the payoff pitch cards versus printing them, they're different. They're laid out different.
Oh, yes.
They're very different. I actually prefer the printed version versus the PDF version myself.
Me
So
too.
again, that's probably why I bought 79 to have the cards, because even though I already had 79 printed out with my own stuff, it's like, I like the layout better.
Me too.
And I'm not sure, there's probably a reason he did that, but the printed version, not only is it the cardstock great, it's not that expensive, but just how they look, I think, is way better than the
The
PDF.
size is different too, I believe, right?
Yeah, the PDFs are a little wider.
Yes, because what happened was when I initially bought the game, he gives you that download while you're
Yep.
waiting for the game. So I printed out, I think, 254 teams. And I was like, and then when the cards came to print it, I was like, oh, wait a minute. What a difference,
Oh yeah,
size
yeah,
wise too. So
yeah.
I prefer to print it. If I buy any payoff pitch, it's printed.
Yeah, it's going to be, yeah. One thing we haven't talked about is we've talked about, printing PDFs. We talked about getting cards in from the companies. We've talked about third parties like GameCrafter and DriveThru. One thing we haven't talked about is the Staples and the Kinkos and the FedExes. Is Kinko still a thing? Are they still a thing?
I don't think so. I haven't seen one around. They could be. I mean, in my areas, they've been
Yeah.
gone time.
Yeah, because I got a Staples up for me that
Staples.
does some printing. But I remember when I first started doing this, I started getting Shootout, and I didn't have a very good printer. I didn't know if I had a color printer at the time. I would get on Staples, and at the time, their printing wasn't that bad. It is ridiculous now, but back
crazy.
8 years ago, whenever it was when I started playing Shootout, I could go in and they actually printed the fast action card deck and cut it for me.
Wow.
And it was like $40 or something like that. It was just like 30. It was like ridiculously cheap compared to what they would do now. They probably want to get 100 for it, but I went in and I was getting the Shootout charts and the teams printed out on like 200-pound stock. It's like I could shingle my roof with this stuff. You know what I mean? It was so thick, and now it's like I don't need them that thick. But yeah, so it's another option as far as playing cards. So you have the ability, if you want and spend the money, to get onto a Staples and get something really thick for a card if you want to print it out. It doesn't necessarily have to be thin.
No, but you're going to probably pay.
Yeah, I think the thicker it is, obviously, the more it's going to cost because it's considered a card stock. But again, if you had a favorite team like that, or something, and you wanted to kind of do that, then you can get on there and do and have it printed at Staples.
Yeah.
They don't do a bad job. My Staples doesn't do a bad job. I've gone in there many times and had some stuff printed out there. Mostly team cards, not so much the individual cards. Because sometimes I went in there one time and I says, I forget if it was season ticket or payoff pitch or one of those, and I says, how much to print this? And again, you're talking hundreds of pages because of all the players,
Right.
And they wanted like $300. I was just like, yeah, no, that ain't gonna happen. It'd be easier printing it myself, and doing it that way there.
That happened to me with the rule book for matchup college football. When I was, I had seen it online, and when I was thinking about getting it, and I said, you know what, I had, because he gives you the free download. You can download all the instructions. And I said, I'm going to go over went over to Staples. I said, maybe I'll get it printed out and then I'll order the Factex. When I showed the woman the file, and she said, hold on a second. I don't even want to tell you what, I went right home and ordered it. I ordered it right.
Yeah, when you get the quotes from there, it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I do have a friend that works at a printing company, and I bought a PDF set of Hockey Bones. And I brought it to him and I says, can you guys print this for me? So instead of me printing it, you printed it.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. And it didn't come out bad. It was not nearly the quality of DriveThru cards.
Mm-hmm.
But it was probably $30 or $40 less. So the DriveThru cards can get kind of pricey. They can, especially if you get a newer season. So
is that where you get a Hockey Bones print goes through DriveThru?
Yes, yeah, DriveThru cards, and they don't have every season either. They only have so many seasons.
Right.
But that's where I would go to get my print. So anyway, I bought a PDF because they didn't have it in the store, or if they did, it was again, they're expensive at drives because there's so many. They card everybody. There's so many cards, and on a new season, you're getting hundreds and hundreds of
Right.
guys. So, again, it's proportional to how many players, how the price is. So I think I saved myself $30 or $40 going to my friend, and it was okay. Again, it was printed on one side, so you don't get the Hockey Bones logo on the other side, and it wasn't quite the gloss that they got. It was okay. So I guess that's another way to go if you want to find a local printer and find something in between, like what you can do and what's professionally done,
Right.
or what Staples is going to charge you. Because you find a local printer that might be able to do that for you, that kind of specializes in that stuff. That's another way to go, is just to find a printer like that and just kind of maybe get in good with them and say, geez, what can you do? I might be bringing a bunch of these over here for you, So that's another way to go. And something else I just thought of, Chris White, the guy who does all the envelopes and cards and stuff like that. He does a lot of custom work.
Yes.
He really does. So it's like
really nice work.
Two-sided on everything there for him. And it's just, so if you got a favorite team that you like, whether it's APA or something like that, you really want to, this is my favorite team of all time. I'm going to spend, a little bit of money on this one team. He can do one team for you if you want.
Yeah, he did my 2008 Gators for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did that. And who was the other college team? But my Gators, you couldn't find any. So, yeah, I'm doing for you. And really came out beautiful. The colors on one side with the gator and the blue and the orange.
Yeah.
He does really nice work. And his cards are readable.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They're not overdone.
Yeah, he did the 1899 baseball season for me for APA, because APA doesn't offer it. So I didn't feel. Yeah, I got the Spiders season there. So, and it's two sides. It was great. All done up so I can play that in APA if I want to. I think it was even done in Master. Not that I'm going to play 1899 in Master, but I've played a few games of that. It is super fun, and he'll do some seasons that aren't available. There's not many that APA doesn't offer, but he'll do it. And even some football if there's like WFL and USFL.
Yes.
He has those, and they're pricey, but they're gorgeous. They are the Cadillac of the card industry, front and back, full color. So if you're really into it, it's there for you.
Definitely.
And so Chris White is another way to go.
I bothered him about hockey, but it's the statistics. It's he says I'm not a hockey guy, but it's the statistics going back, and it's a lot. He says the football he's more familiar with than the baseball, but I would if he ever came out with hockey. Oh boy.
Yeah. But the thing is APA has all the hockey pretty much.
They do.
And all the baseball. So,
and he said that. He did say that.
Yeah, and I try to be fair about it. If APA has it, I go there first. Even with Strat, if Strat has it, I go there first. If not, then I go looking somewhere else. So anyway, so the cards. I mean, I guess it's kind of wrapping up here. I think we all like good quality cards. I don't think anybody says, geez, I want bad quality cards. But again, whether it's color or it's a lot of color, I guess that's kind of subjective too. I mean, too much could be too much. Like I said, the APA cards, it is red and black, and that works out pretty well. Season Ticket does a really good job with it. Strat, I think it's black and white on the basic side and color on the other side. So they do both. I mean, is that the only company that you know of that does two-sided cards like that?
Off the top of my head, yeah, where you have, like you said,
data on both sides is what I mean. Not like
right. You have data. You have your basic on one side, then your advanced and super advanced. Off the top of my head, no. The only thing that I think comes close is Payoff Pitch has. You can buy the cards lefty righty, but they're still on the same side of the card.
Yeah. I don't think anybody has.
Off the top of my head, think of another company.
Two-sided cards. Yeah.
They're going to make me look tonight. They get off.
Yeah. And now the hockey is one-sided, right?
Hockey's one-sided.
Football
has two-sided. Yes, they have two-sided because you have your quarterback. You have your two-sided cards on your. I think it's the quarter. No, I'm sorry. Your running backs, and you have receptions.
Okay.
So you're running back to catch. They do that two-sided. Basketball, I don't know because I've never played basketball.
Basketball, it's basic and advanced on the back.
Okay, so they do like the baseball. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're the only company I really could think off the top of my head who does that.
Yeah, I mean, app is one-sided. Replay, I think, is one-sided. A lot of times you don't need two sides.
No.
That's the thing. You just, you know, the game itself you can play advanced or
Right.
master or whatever, but the cards are the same. But with
Yeah.
Strat,
No, because the strat you have on the advanced and super advanced, you have lefty righty.
yeah,
On the basic, it's just caught 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6 on the pitcher's card.
yeah,
It's different on the
yeah,
lefty
yeah,
righty. So
yeah. So anyway, so that was a little discussion on it's in the cards as we talk about cards that we play with, and sometimes it's super fun. Sometimes I'll pull out a game just because of the cards. It's like I
mhm.
want to feel those cards in my hand. I do, and I want to see those on the table. And no matter
Sure.
what game that is, it's like I again, the cards are part of the character of a
Absolutely.
game. They
Well
they
put.
they really are. And there's times I don't know about you, Joe, but there's times that again when I said I want to see the card on my table and play, it's like I got the itch to play with a certain set of cards.
Mhm,
It's like I really want to play some Apple tonight. I really want to play
mhm.
some payoff pitch. I really want to play some hockey bones or some season ticket or whatever it is. Yeah, there's sometimes you just get the itch just to get those cards
The type
on the
of card.
table,
Yes, agreed.
and you look forward to playing those. So,
Mhm.
so we want to know your thoughts on the cards. If you have cards on the table, I know we have some PC players, which is fine. But if you like playing with the actual cards on the table, what are some of your favorite things? What are some of your favorite cards? What do you like to see in the cards? Just get your thought on the cards because they are the star of the show when it comes to cards and dice. All righty. So without further ado, let's get into our 3 stars of the week here. Again, these are our Patreon supporters. They are 3 stars of the week in episode 298 in no particular order. Our third star is D13. D13 is better than D12. Let me tell you that right now. We need a D13. Thank you, D, for coming by here as our third star. Our number 2 star, no stranger, Brian Hoxie.
No, Brian.
Brian, fantastic. Thank you so much, Brian, for being a supporter of the show. And our number 1 star here in episode 298 is Tony B. Tony B. Thank you so much. I've been talking to him a little bit offline here about some things. And so Tony B is our first star of the week. So D13, Brian Hoxie, and Tony B, thank you so much. Well, that'll wrap up episode 298. Ways to get a hold of us, digitaltodice.com. That is the website. 978-751-DICE. That is our text line. You can even leave us a voicemail there if you want. digitaltodice@yahoo.com is the email. And over on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/digitaltodice. And once again, the convention's coming up in, 3 months now, I think.
Yes.
It's getting close now. So again, you definitely want to get signed up for that as soon as you can. We're starting to really lock down some of our guests that are showing up. We've posted some on the website, digitaltodicecon.com. That'll show you how to get tickets and how to reserve your hotel and all that other fun stuff. And looking forward to that. Like I say, I'll be driving down so I can pack my truck full of games again. And I got my old new suitcase thing, whatever it's called. My brother got me there. It's this huge thing.
Yeah,
That
you
can
were
just,
telling us about it. Yeah.
yeah, it's like almost it looks like a DeWalt type of thing where it just everything snaps in and just wheel it right in. So that'll be good to go with that. But
I can't wait for the con.
looking forward. I know we have at least one new game being announced. I know we have at least one new game. I'm hoping to get a couple of more or different creators and developers there. We had some that couldn't make it last year, so I'm kind of hoping that 1 or 2 of those could make it this year. John Turnbull is not coming this year. I was kind of bummed about that because I didn't know maybe he comes out with a new game. Maybe every year he comes out with a new game and shows it off at D2D-Con.
True. He did the hockey last year, Red Ice.
Yeah. Did you see he was on the radio?
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance because I was traveling. I saw it. I got to listen to it tomorrow.
It was a big station in Ohio. I didn't catch it live, but I did catch the replay, and he was talking about his games and cards and dice with the guy on the radio out there. And it was a really good job by John Turnbull.
Yeah, I got to listen.
And Powder Blue Sports. So it's good. It's good to see that stuff kind of happen. Anyway, that'll wrap things up. I am Dave.
I'm Joe.
And Joe. I'd say stay warm, but I guess I don't have to tell you that.
Yeah. I'm
So
warmer than you are.
yeah,
Put it that way.
it's yeah, we're still single digits here, and we'll be for quite some time. This has been a long winter up here, so enjoy the time down there, and we shall talk to everybody later.
Have a
Bye
good
bye.
one, everybody.